Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
What's up, Josh? What's up, man?
Because the jungle is real. Because you're only human, there's hills.
The blank page. I don't know if I'd say I'm the busiest man, but I do my best. An invisible enemy in the snow? Didn't John Byrne do a whole ass issue of In the Snow and stuff? I've heard of it. Okay. I've heard that John Byrne can be a douchebag. But that's kind of fine. Oh my god. Sharpening my pencil. Yeah, concrete. That's no joke. The amount of stuff that John Byrne has done. He's one of the biggest contributors to the comics medium. Hey, Danny. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for sending it to me. Appreciate it very, very much. Hey, you go right ahead, man. I meant every word I said. Still looking for that set to continue our conversation? That would be super fun. I got to do a little checking around. Dax, you enjoyed my Turok review? That brought you back? Well, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Most people seem to. It's kind of a character flaw of mine, but I'm kind of stewing over a couple of guys that left some douchebaggy comments on the video. I'm like, what the hell are these guys being shitheads for just because they're like, what the hell do you have a channel for? This sucks, man. Hey guys, I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm going to pause the drawing. I'll take the phone with me, but it's raining outside, and I've needed and wanted rain for so long. So if you don't mind, since I'm doing a live stream, I'm going to take it with me. I've got to go see the rain. Oh, I really hope I rolled up the windows on my car. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, Danny used to collect Turok. I saw you said that. I didn't know that it existed before the Valiant book. Yeah, Mello, it suddenly started raining, and I have needed rain really bad. It's been crazy hot. I need my yard watered, and so I paused the drawing to come look at the weather real quick. Ah, so refreshing. Danny, you pick up books because they got tossed from your father? Yeah, my dad tells me stories of having comic books when he was a kid and then his mom throwing them away. I'm like, oh, that makes me angry. I would die to go to my dad and dig through a pile of comics that he collected. He was born in 55, so I keep thinking of the books he could have had in the 60s if he could have held on to them. Anyway, I know this isn't thrilling live stream content, but I've just wanted to come out and stand right next to it, like getting my arm rained on just a little bit. I just wanted to feel the coolness. Hey, Mike McMahon. Yeah, Pot in Illinois. Oh, it's so nice. Okay. You know what's awesome is when you got a buddy that has a 3D printer and I ask him to make me a couple of things, he printed me an Enterprise C from Star Trek, and he printed me a Gunstar, from The Last Starfighter, and the one that I wanted most, who could tell me what the name of this ship is and what it's from? Yeah, Danny, your dad was born in 48, so it was right place, right time for those 50s books. Yeah. But this is the one I was really excited to get. Yep, Fryhole. Yep. What did they call the type of ship? Like, you know, the Last Starfighter was a Gunstar. Star Wars has X-Wings, but who could remember? Patrick, not Galactica, but almost. Same guy who designed this. This was the original design for the Vipers on the Colonial Vipers on Galactica. But yeah, I was really excited for that one. But they called them Thunder Fighters, which is kind of a silly name. Okay, all right. All right. Thanks for indulging me for a minute while I went and looked at the rain.
These are all puppies, but they eat, grow, and play differently.
Yeah, Fryhold Customs, the Birdman. I always thought that guy was cool as heck. You never saw Buck Rogers? Was it any good? It's of its era. It's an extremely cheesy show, but it was fun for a kid of that era. Danny, your dad was 8 years old when the first Turok came out, which is the same age you were when you got your first Uncanny X-Men and Fantastic Four. See, I think I don't know. I can't remember how old I was. It might have been 9 or 10, but it might have been 8 years old. I'm not sure when I first started getting comics. I have a very distinct memory of things that happened to me of significance starting in 1987 when I was 10 years old. But before that, everything's kind of hazy. And I'm not really sure, you know, it's just like I was in this area, in this place. But once I was 10 in 87, I was like, okay, certain things started getting very distinctively like, I remember this from that era. Patrick, you watch Galactica reruns? You know, the reimagined Galactica is just the best sci-fi almost ever. I love that show. You remember vividly it was 8 years old because it was 89? See, 87 sticks out in my mind a little bit in part because that's when Star Trek The Next Generation started. And I didn't care at the time, but boy, did my mom. She was super excited for it. And she'd go on and on about it. And so I just kind of casually started watching it as a kid. And I eventually became like hyper super fan. So that's one of the reasons 87 stands out to me so distinctively. You made a list of who was drawing what key books when I started reading. It's insane, the talent at the time. Yeah. That was kind of a hardcore time, like the mid to late 80s, right? With the type of stuff people were making. Rich Buckler on Fantastic Four, Jim Lee and Silvestri on Uncanny X-Men, Brett Blevins on New Mutants, Paul Smith on X Factor, Kevin Nolan on Wolverine, Eric Larson on Punisher, McFarlane on Spider-Man, Sal Buscema, Web of Spider-Man. Ron Frenz was great. See, Danny Pedrosa, he knows it all. He's got the history, man. All those great talents. Yeah, see, I didn't pay attention to the creative teams for the first several years. I just was like just reading comics, and I just kind of thought they were all awesome. And many of them were. I enjoyed the hell out of them, but it wasn't until much later when I started paying attention to like who actually made what. Then I started to piece it together. Mauricio. If you notice, the three house style guys are the only ones with multiple books on the monthly. Ron Frenz, Paul Ryan, and Rich Buckler. That's interesting. I could see their art styles being house style. I used to think this was the coolest song in the history of the planet, of the world. As a kid, there was no musical beat cooler than the Knight Rider soundtrack, or at least the opening theme. And it still kind of is. El Auto Increíble. Paul Ryan is your least favorite Marvel artist. His run on Fantastic Four turned you off. So just one artist kind of killed your interest for a while, huh? I never had a situation like that where an artist kind of made me want to stop. I just never stopped collecting. Quality may vary for sure, but I kept collecting to varying degrees for forever. Is Paul Ryan, is this the same Paul Ryan that drew X-Men after John Byrne left? God damn it. Mauricio, I kind of started to look, but I wanted to me to open up a link I wasn't sure about, so I did not. Well, no, Mauricio, I didn't think you were trying to hack me. I was just like, I don't know. Oh, okay, I'm thinking Paul Smith. Okay, right. Something didn't sound right in my head. I'm like, Paul Ryan. Am I? Yeah, sorry. Paul Smith is who I've got on my head. I apologize. I don't know if I know Paul Ryan's work. I mean, I'm sure if I saw it, I'd recognize some of the imagery. But, yeah. So, yeah, thanks. I had that backwards. Yeah. Paul Smith. You'll hack me one day. Well, hopefully sooner than later. $356 to $414. That's a huge run. Good Lord. No one does runs like that. It's your methadone phase in comics? You're like, all right. I used to really like these, but I'm struggling here. $356 to $414. Jeez. Part of me thinks I should have had a phase in my comic collecting where I just kind of got sick of them and I stopped. But I never did ever stop completely. You know something I picked up recently that I've already recorded a video for? It might be up tomorrow or the next day. But Marvel's doing this X-Men Outback series that's set in the era when the X-Men first showed up in Australia. Like specifically that crew in that era, just to tell some kind of backstory. And I talk about in the video, this is the era right before I started reading and collecting them. And so it's kind of a mystery era for me. Fourth longest run, only after Kirby, Byrne, and Buscema. Wow. But yeah, talk about books from back in the day. It's kind of interesting that they're going back to this. Yeah, if you can only get artists to do like 6 issues in a row. They're like, that's a huge run, man. That took a long chunk of my life. I can't do it anymore. I need a break. I need a vacation. Like, yeah, all right. Everybody see Liefeld crashing out over his fan over using the word dude? Seemed kind of unnecessarily douchebaggy. It was a interesting little exchange to kind of watch. Much your bro at a bar. Yeah, Danny, you enjoyed the Outback era and the brief moments after, which preceded Extinction Agenda. Yeah, he was writing weird stuff. Yeah, and again, to me, I was just kind of reading I'm like, I guess this is just what X-Men comics are. It's a very odd thing, but it was odd, but I loved it. It is kind of hard to go back and reread those stories because they're so off the wall weird. They kind of don't hold together. Yeah, Sheldon, you'll have to look it up. We could send the link to you. But Yeah, he was on a Whatnot live stream, and somebody suggested or asked him if he's ever going to draw a cover for Absolute Batman, and he lost his shit. He's like, "Why would I draw Batman? I get my own crowd," which is true. And the guy's like, "I just wanted to see your art on it, dude." And he's like, "I'm not your dude," and then he like bans the guy from the live stream. It was a little weird, highly unnecessary. But yeah, that Outback stuff was just the bits that I got to see. Again, I caught on to Uncanny X-Men in its current state when Wolverine was crucified up on that big X. And all the stuff that the X-Men had been doing kind of had already kind of come and gone, and so I didn't really get it, but it was kind of a fascinating concept to me. Like, what are the X-Men doing here? How'd they get here? This is strange. $240 to $277 from Silvestri's Inferno to Chimley's Space Adventure. Yeah, I kind of got in again right at the end of Silvestri's run. I have subsequently got a lot of those issues, and I'm going to be going over them on the channel in the future. I've got a pile of Uncanny X-Men sitting up here that's most of the Jim Lee run and some of the Silvestri, but yeah, such wild stuff. I remember hearing a lot of people say, like, X-Men's impenetrable, it's hard to get into, and kind of, yeah, but as a kid, just the unknown elements were interesting. I'm like, yeah, I don't understand everything, but I'm still fascinated. This is really cool. Even if I don't get it in its entirety, I guess I would say. I got into Uncanny X-Men 1 month before you because they were doing 2 issues a month. Yeah, again, my memories are kind of a little foggy exactly in that era, but my brother and I, we started collecting, and we wanted to get X-Men because we had seen these X-Men characters guest star on, I think it was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and that looked awesome. And there was a guy that shot lasers out of his eyes, and there was this chick that could shoot lightning, and there was this dude in yellow with knives on his hands. We're like, all right, whoever these guys are, we got to eventually find out what they are. And so we started picking up classic X-Men, which is one of my favorite things, because I got to read the Dark Phoenix saga, not when it happened, but in real time to me, like on a monthly basis, issue by issue. I didn't know what was going on. And then suddenly we find this issue of X-Men where that Wolverine guy is like crucified on that cross. We're like, what's going on? How did they get here? This sounds like the just knowing that the team went from this like amazing situation where they had the mansion and a jet and they were like the super powerful team that was known and respected, to disbanded and getting beat to death by robotic cyborgs. Oh man, you got my attention big time. Your first one was 256. Psylocke changes. Is that the 3-issue Jim Lee, like the Asian Psylocke one? Yeah, those are some of the best Jim Lee art. Sheldon, you checked it out? Yeah, it's wild. So I'm looking for him, Sheldon. I've got him sitting here somewhere. I got things kind of folded up. Damn it. Am I just blind? I am so disorganized, guys. I don't know how I keep anything straight. I take and just move things out of my way so I can get going on what I want to do. And then suddenly I'm like, wait, where'd that thing go? But yeah, Sheldon, the immediate page previous to this is that one. You know, they vaporize the guy, but his spirit essence lingers, ghostly face, burst of energy, and then it's just kind of a giant splash page of them all getting absorbed with that energy and then kind of face shots at the bottom as they react to, you know, the energy that's affecting them. And I mean, I am intentionally and specifically leaning into trying to do some silhouette shapes just to kind of practice that kind of thing. Shape post, hey man, drawing rules. This is amazing. Thank you. Jerry, what's up?
Pro plan? Excellent.
Yep, he keeps it right for anything.
Sure.
ProPlan's exceptional nutrition fuels all.
Case, hello, how's it going? Yeah, these characters are, I'm trying to do edge lighting on all of them because they're being enveloped in a giant burst of energy. I'm going to do some background effects and Kirby crackle and stuff like that, but got to get these figures on there and, you know, heavily shadowed. Do you love this kind of track? It's the Kumite. I know Sheldon appreciates that. Kumite, Kumite. Okay, USA, right?
See what happens next.
No, this is from a different movie. Somebody's got to recognize what this is from. Assuming you could hear it clearly. Art Man, he knows. He knows what's up. It's the training montage. You know, where he ends up on the mountain yelling, Drago! Yeah, Jerry, we all know the Kumite was fake. Eventually we knew. But it makes for a great movie. Like, it's still a good movie. Doesn't take anything away from it, knowing that it's fake. Well, it took a little bit away because, you know, I'm like, oh, I thought that was real. I thought Frank Dukes was this bad mother effer. And he, in fact, was not.
Your name's Liberty, Liberty? You betcha. And I'm here to tell everyone it feels great getting great coverage and savings on car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
That's my line.
Hearts on fire. So this is Stan Bush doing the song in Bloodsport. What other song is he super famous for to kids of the 80s? Van Damme's abs weren't fake. Frank Gibbs' comedy is real, and Bolo Young's menacing huge frame is real. Yep, that's all true. Bolo Young was frightening, man. You break my record. Now I break you like I break your friend. Wheatsart. Hello, how are you? Yeah, Danny. Hey, man. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Thank you as always.
Who's ready to see some stadium-stopping hair? Your hair is amazing. Tell us, what's your secret?
I use the Calma Fair leave-in conditioner.
I swear by the K18 hair mask. For crowd-pleasing hair, Sephora's got the roster.
You like that? I thought it was kind of funny that a girl Turok should be named Tourette. I'm just like it. I mean, it's kind of the feminine-ish sounded version of that word. And again, I was trying to entertain myself because I wasn't particularly thrilled with the book. It wasn't holding my attention super great. Her shirt was wet in the river, and she said Turk was beaten off on the bank. Did I say that? I don't remember because I like record it and then I just kind of upload it and then I just move on. When I first started the channel, I used to re-listen to everything that I did before I even uploaded it. But after a while, I'm just like, yeah, I didn't make any drastic goof ups that I'm aware of. So I just upload them, flaws and all. And then I get clowns show up in the comments that are like, dude, you don't know anything about comics. How is it you have a channel? This is a joke. I'm like, okay. And my reviews are better than reading the comics? I mean, being on vacation. Today was my first day back after 9 days off, and I'm like, I do not want to be here.
Download TikTok and enjoy Pizza Go to the fullest.
Like, I literally, this morning when I woke up and I looked at the clock, and it was like 5 minutes before my alarm was going to go off at 5 in the morning, I literally let out an audible grunt of displeasure, like, oh, because I'd slept in for 9 days straight. I did not want to fucking... Did not want to go back to work. But I also like a paycheck, so I guess here we are. Yeah, Sheldon, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think of that. That seems to be a great solution to my problem. Well, I'm glad you're here to keep me on the right path there, Sheldon. Because I need it. Rav T. I'm just drawing on Bristol board with pencil and ink. I mean, there's no effect outside of I'm just drawing on paper. Just doing it old school. Josh says fart. Asking what kind of brush is this? It's some cheap brush that came out of a pack of like 10 brushes for $7. Doesn't even have a brand name listed on it. It's just some cheap garbage. But the cheap brushes can hold a point for a little while. And so that's what I use. And then when they die, I just get another one out of the pack. So it's not like it's a Winsor & Newton Sable Hair number 6 or whatever, like a lot of the pro artists do. This is just from some junk pack that I found at an arts and crafts store.
Relax and let Smith's pickup
I'm gonna finish inking in this last little figure here, and then I'll be done for the night. Work on these faces tomorrow. Yeah, I'm back to work, so wake up at 5 to be to work at 6. So that's why I got to get going on that make money doing comics and shit. 'Cause this bullshit making money at a regular job is slowly sucking the soul out of me. Adam, you too, right? I think we all got kind of stuck with it to a degree. Because we have to. I gotta pay my bills somehow. And ain't no one going to my OnlyFans. No, Sheldon, I do not have a launch date. Need to hit up the guy doing the color covers for me. Cover colors. And see what the status is. When it's done. But it is very close to being done. I mean, again, the art's done, the lettering's done. Just waiting on some backup stuff from a couple of folks helping me out. All right, I'm going to call it a night. Well, no, I get it, Sheldon, and you're probably 100% right. I'm probably hurting myself by not doing something like that yet. I'm sure you're 100% right. Yeah, I need to do that. I want to have it a little bit more, close to getting done. But yeah, I got to do stuff like, well, Roland, I'm sorry. But I've been going for an hour and a half, and that's all I got tonight. So I'm going to bag it, fellas. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Thanks for cheering me on, everybody, in all the varying degrees and ways that you do. It does make a difference.
Bluetooth pairing.
And Roland just got here. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.